Hello, guys, and welcome to a very sad episode of Cricket Caviar. Virat Kohli has stepped down from the Test captaincy, and I don't think there could be a more sadder moment for Test cricket because Virat Kohli has been the champion of Test cricket. He has pushed his agenda of prioritizing Test cricket even in the times where IPL and T20, slam bank cricket, the 100, T10, like all the shorter formats are coming in. He has stood by Test cricket and has been a great servant as a Test captain for Team India. I would describe Virat Kohli. The Hindu today described him very aptly as a combination of an artist and a street fighter. He knew how to rally his troops in Test cricket. He could draw the energy from the crowd and was a great captain. As the stats say, he has a win-loss record of 2.2, which is only lower than Steve Waugh and Clive Lloyd. I think that sits very aptly with him because I think this team which Virat Kohli has been leading since the last 3 years can be put in just below that category. I mean, those were the legendary teams which dominated, decades, and this team is just maybe below them, but it can be said that it was India's best scoring side under Virat Kohli and also the guidance of Ravi Shastri that made the impact. We revolutionized the way we play cricket with five pacers or four pacers. So hats off to Virat Kohli and the entire team management and for his service of 7 years as captain, uh, where we won in Australia twice, we won in England. I mean, that series is yet to be concluded, but we have taken a 2-1 lead and we won in West Indies twice and we won in Sri Lanka twice. So the stats don't lie. And Virat Kohli has 40 wins as Test captain in 68 Test matches, and he, as a player, has 51 Test wins in 99 Test matches as a player, as a captain or player. So that record is amazing because someone like Sachin Tendulkar had 72 Test wins in 200. So it's almost a 36% win record for Tendulkar, whereas Kohli has almost 52% test win record as a player. So that speaks a lot. But here, apart from that, this series loss was a big blow, I think, for Kohli, the captain, as well as Kohli, the player, has been underperforming since the last 3 years. So the negativity, the scrutiny that has come for the press, I think it all added up to him taking the big step, what he did yesterday. So we'll go through now 11 hard questions that the Indian cricket team management and the board have to answer to the fans. And I'll start with the first question. So first question is, where is the conversation with Virat? I mean, has BCCI triggered a vicious spiral? So this all started before the T20 World Cup. In fact, before the IPL, I guess, when Virat decided to step down as captain for RCB, and then he decided subsequently that the T20 World Cup will be his last assignment in T20s as a captain. But he was very much, at that point, it seemed he was very much looking forward to captain the side in ODIs as well as tests, because I know as a captain, he dreamt about 2023 World Cup after near miss in Champions Trophy 2017 and also reaching a semi-final in 2019. I'm sure he dreamt about winning the 2023 World Cup, which will be a home World Cup. So I'm definitely sure that he was looking forward to captaining India in both tests and ODIs. And I think I can say that without much notice, he was sacked as the captain of the ODI team because the selectors and BCCI thought they should have one captain for all white ball formats. I think that's a very wrong call taken, because even though both are white ball formats, ODIs and T20s, they are quite different. ODI is still a very unique format and very different from T20s. The flow of the game in ODIs is more similar to test matches than it is to a T20. So he was very much looking forward to captaining India in both formats. And when he got the notice from BCCI to step down as ODI captain, he felt I think he's a bit emotional and a little bit insecure as a person. So I think he must have thought, I cannot let this happen to me once again. I cannot be sacked again. So these are some of the emotional things that may have led to this. And he thought after this series loss in South Africa, I think he felt a bit disengaged from the whole Indian cricket fraternity, especially the board, the employers. So here's what the employer-employee relationship comes into the play. And he decided, that's it, I am going to step down as the captain. Also, I feel that the possibilities of India reaching World Test Championship final in 2023 is now greatly reduced, and he has not been performing as the batsman, and he wants India to he wants single-handedly to take India to the World Test Championship final. And he feels if there is a less burden on him, he can maybe do the job better. So I fully support him if he is done that for the reason. But Virat Kohli will be missed as the captain. The second question that is for BCCI is, who are our captaincy candidates or successors? Frankly, in ODIs and T20s, there was no doubt that Rohit Sharma would succeed him as captain, because he has been the captain of Mumbai Indians. He has won a lot of silverware with Mumbai Indians. But ODIs also, I guess, he won the Asia Cup, Rohit Sharma. That was a very tough grilling tournament, and he did it without Virat Kohli. But when it comes to tests, we have not seen Rohit Sharma captain so much. We have not even seen his captaincy in the domestic side much. So I don't know. And Rohit Sharma has had a lot of injury issues. He has had a fragile hamstring, and all these issues make you think whether this was the right timing of the decision. I mean, Ajinkya Rahane would have been the perfect candidate to succeed him. Ajinkya Rahane has that composure and the tactical nous required for Test cricket, but his form has gone off the boil, and he's been struggling as a batsman. And I think his place is also gone now. So Ajinkya Rahane is not an option. He would have been the best option. Now coming to other options, Rohit Sharma is the most likely candidate. He's the favorite to be the Indian captain. KL Rahul also has a stake, but you have to remember that KL Rahul has been in the Indian side only for 6 months. So he was dropped in 2019. He had a terrible 2018 and 2019, and he was dropped. And he has not had 1 or 2 years of that continuity in the Indian team till now. And if he's made captain, I think certainly a lot of people will feel whether he deserves it or not, because also in the Joburg test, he did not look like a very good captain there when South Africa chased down that total. So KL Rahul, there is another segment who are backing Rishabh Pant. I would also like to join them, and I would also like Rishabh Pant to become Indian captain, just because he's a keeper. He has a very good idea of the game, and sometimes when he speaks on the stump mic, it may sound a little immaturish, but I think he can be a really good leader, and he's someone who is fit, and his position is secured now with him scoring centuries and critical knocks everywhere. So I think Rishabh Pant could be a captaincy candidate. So Rishabh Pant will be the dark horse. And will Test cricket have the same draw box office feel? Kohli certainly, drew crowds and he drew a lot of media attention to Test cricket because of the energy, because of the passion with which he played Test cricket. Uh, with him not being the captain, he may not play the game with the same energy. I don't know, as a player, because Kohli is such an alpha male. He's being the leader suited the atmosphere so much. But I don't know if that can be repeated under Rohit Sharma or KL Rahul, and whether the Test cricket will be as exciting to see. I mean, it will still remain an important uh, format, but will it be as exciting or as riveting to watch? I don't know. So that is a big question, and I feel that for some time the test matches viewership will go down, and the money that comes from the test matches may also, the broadcaster may choose to pay lesser amount to BCCI for broadcasting test matches. How much of a factor was the Cape Town loss for this decision of Virat Kohli? I think it was a big factor, not because we lost the series, which we were supposed to win, and we were heavy favorites. We were the better team man to man with better bowlers, better batsmen, but also the way we behaved during the test match when the Hawkeye or the DRS call went against Ashwin. At that time, Virat Kohli said a lot of things on the mic, which I think were not fair to the broadcaster. He said something on the lines of try to catch your own players when they are shining the ball. So that was a reference to the sandpaper gate, and that was something which was not taken well by the cricket community. And Virat Kohli is an abrasive character. Um, he comes off as a guy who doesn't care as long as he wins. He doesn't care about the sentiments of other oppositions, although he's not like that off the field. But on the field, he does some things which are questionable. And I think the BCCI or the Cricket South Africa would have had much to say on this, and Rahul Dravid would have been under pressure to have a word with Virat Kohli. And at that time, I felt that maybe that was the trigger. That could have been the trigger for Virat to step down, because he would have felt insecure again that Rahul Dravid is coming to talk to me. He did not feel as secure. He did not feel as insecure if he had Ravi Shastri, who is again a gung ho kind of personality and rubs off very well with Kohli as a personality. So that could have been the other reason. So what were Kohli's biggest weaknesses as a captain? This question is not to the cricket fraternity, but to the fans. And there are a lot of things which can be said that, of course, the batting, the middle order batting has taken a vicious spiral during the last 3 years. But more importantly, I think Kohli's selections were always questioned, whether to play, even in this test match, whether he played Umesh Yadav or whether to go down with only 5 specialist batsmen, when you know the pitches are very tough to bat. So he always, he had that rigid mentality that I'll always win the toss and bat. And that could have been his the rigidity with selection and decisions at the toss. That could have been two of the weak points, because I think some of the pitches are there, still exist in the world where you should bowl first. Especially now, India has a better bowling than batting. So sixth question is, did batting lose us the series or it was the bowling? I would say 70% batting and 30% bowling, but I think it's up to the team management, and this question is put to them to analyze what were the reasons why we lost, and why could we only take 3 wickets in the 4th innings both times, especially on a pitch which had so much help for the bowlers. And today you saw that England were given a target of 271 and they could only score 125. So why our bowlers could not induce that kind of a collapse of South Africa? I mean, South Africa batted very well. They played very well, but could something have been done by our bowlers? Especially, we have now one of the best paced trios going around with Bumrah, Shami, and even Shardul Thakur has proven us that he's one of the best bowlers on this tour. So I think batting definitely did very badly in the third innings of both the test matches. We can't get away without scoring 300, even though the pitches are so flat, so spicy, not flat, exact opposite of flat. We should have scored at least 250 both the times. I feel, there were some irresponsible shots which were played. In the second test, it was Rishabh Pant. And when Rishabh Pant played, there was some irresponsible batting from the lower middle order, which includes Ashwin. Ashwin was just going for all his shots without even applying himself. The tailenders, they batted really poorly around Rishabh Pant. The openers, they did not make any statement after that first test. They were totally absent in the second and third test. So I think both batting and bowling lost us the series, but more blame will go to the batting because we expect our batsmen to set up the game. But I think 240 and 210, the targets should not have been so easily chased by South Africa. At least the tailenders should have come out and tried to save the match or something. Would have made for a fascinating game of test cricket, but both were quite boring games in terms of how South Africa chased it down. So all credit to Dean Elgar and Keegan Peterson on that. So what has been Dravid's mantra till now? See, Dravid, I have been frankly a little bit disappointed with Dravid because I have not seen him making that much impact on the test team. He has captained five, he has been the coach in five test matches. And in fact, the approach of the batsman has been quite opposite to what Dravid used to, prophesize as a batsman, because he used to stay at the wicket for a long time in tough conditions and battle out runs. But our batsmen are just playing as if every ball they can get out anytime, and they're just trying to look for runs. They're just trying to slam bang the bowlers. They're getting into personal confrontations, which is not at all Dravid style. So I don't know if he has been able to impose the culture. And if you see the brand of cricket that we played under Ravi Shastri, that is still, that has become very inherent with the team. And Dravid has not been able to make any inroads into this team till now, I feel. The only thing that Dravid has done is he has backed the guys who are failing. So Pujara and Rahane, they have been given a lot of chances. Also, he has tried to bring more consistency to the selection, trying to pick the same 11 every test match. What exactly is the technical weakness for our batsmen? That's a question to our team management. Like, why we are not being able to score runs, where Keegan Peterson is scoring runs, who has had only 3 tests in his career, and why our experienced batting trio and the top order has not been able to score runs. I think it's about the back foot play. We are not comfortable with short pitch or fast short pitch bowling. We have not, Virat Kohli is someone who has not even played one shot on the back foot. He has not played a square cut entirely. Whenever he goes for the cover drive, there have been some very good cover drives by him, but he also gets out. And he went into a shell. He started playing a game which was not natural to him. So that's not how South Africa played. They played very cleverly and at a very high rate. So they punished the full balls, and India did not even try the short ball, to be honest. The bowlers, they did not try the short ball. They did not have a short leg. South Africa kept a short leg and a leg slip for most of the time Indians were batting. So back foot play is one thing that has to be addressed, and who better than Rahul Dravid to address those issues? Has the home dominance backfired? I mean, since Kohli has taken over, we have seen plethora of wickets fall to spinners at home. There have been some rank turners, and the logic that Kohli has given is we never complain when we go abroad and we play on pitches like New Zealand, South Africa, or England, which is true. Even yesterday, Kohli did not, complain about the pitches. He just said that South Africa are better in their conditions, but he did not complain about the pitches. And frankly, the pitches were like trampoline. So even Sean Pollock of South Africa, who is a commentator for the broadcaster Supersport, he also said that these are trampoline pitches, and the bowlers are bound to have more. There were only 200 scored in the entire series. No batsman went on to score a century, and in the third test, all 20 wickets fell to catches. So that says a lot about the pitch. I mean, there were trampoline pitches spiced up. They had both lateral movement as well as bounce, lot of bounce, and India struggled with that bounce. So South Africa lost very convincingly 3-0 in India when they came, and where Virat Kohli scored 254, Rahane scored 115, Mayank Agarwal scored 212. So they may have felt that if India is, creating such pitches at home, why should we not reply back in the same fashion? And they absolutely created the toughest pitches. So the pitches in South Africa are now, I feel, tougher than England or Australia. Australia, there is an even bounce. There is not much variable bounce because of the drop-in pitches, but South Africa have that spongy bounce, and they've maintained the character. There are no drop-in pitches in South Africa, and Indian batsmen really look trouble. So now I think India should also not create. I mean, the pressure of WTC is such that they will eventually create turners, and they will try to give home team the advantage. One notable exception was the Kanpur test, where the ball was not turning as much, and you could see New Zealand and Tom Latham, especially Rachin Ravindra, were able to secure a draw for New Zealand because the ball was not turning that much. So, I mean, it's a double-edged sword. I don't know. I think the team management and the BCCI should discuss this. The curators should discuss this thoroughly, because we are getting the tit for tat because of our home pitches. When we go abroad, they are also making pitches which are almost impossible to bat on. So, ball on your name or cats among the pigeons. One thing that characterized, which was also the difference, the Indian batting in the lower order. So we have seen Shami and Bumrah put some good partnerships in England. We have seen a good fight from our tailenders. That has been another thing that has much improved during Kohli's test captaincy, that the lower order has started contributing. And even with Pujara and Rahane and Kohli not providing runs, it has been the lower order, especially Shardul in England, Washington and Shardul in Australia. So the lower order has stepped up and has started contributing a lot. So why didn't they do that in this series? They averaged only 9 runs, and it was like, there was a cat among the pigeons. And they just started playing strokes on every. They had to survive one ball in an over or 2 balls in an over, and they were playing strokes. It was just brainless cricket, and surely Dravid and the future captain needs to sit with the lower order batsmen and tell them that we can't, in the current context of test cricket, we can't have tailenders style batting. So the legacy of last 2 years of test cricket has been that Virat Kohli has got this team to a great heights. I mean, the fact that we started favorites in this series says a lot, even though it was a weekend South Africa lineup, and the way we have won in Australia twice against a terrific Australian bowling lineup, and the way we lead the series in England. We have had some very special moments like Gabba, and especially I think the win at Lords was one of the most satisfying in terms of an Indian fan, where we just had 60 overs or 70 overs to bowl out England. And the way Mohammad Siraj has been introduced as the third person, as the third bowler, I think if he would have been completely fit in this series, he would have also made a huge impact. The way Shardul Thakur has been, introduced into the Indian team, certainly we are playing with a lot of fire. Our bowlers have done well, but I feel our bowlers still need to, get wickets on helpful pitches. They are actually getting, we are bowling really well on the pitches that don't support us that much, but we still need to bowl well in conditions which are very helpful, like what happened in WTC final. The WTC final is something that summarizes everything in the last 2 years. I mean, we absolutely deserve to be the winners, and Virat Kohli deserved that crown of WTC World Test Champion. But somehow we always have a last hurdle which we cannot clear. And I mean, that was heartbreaking to lose the World Test Championship final. And after that, since that World Test Championship final, we won in England, but everything has been going badly. The vicious spiral started from there. You know, England may we did not play the test. That would have had some impact on the powerful men of cricket because they wanted to see the fifth test. And it's a big loss to the English broadcaster, to the English board, as well as the BCCI, I think, was not happy, although they stood with Virat Kohli. From there, everything started going badly. The way we lost to Pakistan in the World T20, that was another, it was the biggest nail in the coffin because we as Indians the Indian fans cannot digest losing to Pakistan in World Cups. And that, I think, started everything. This Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma episode started from there. And, you can put it in a way that the two bullets from Shaheen Shah Afridi have caused a chaos in Indian cricket. Like we were not able to recover from that moment, and since then it has been going very bad for Indian cricket. So, I mean, it's a bittersweet 2 years. We did play a lot of good cricket, and I mean, the win at in Australia, Gabba, those are always going to be special. But there has been a lot of outside the field stuff that is going on as a result of the inside the field, what happened at World 2020 and WTC final. So Indian cricket is in doldrums now. I don't know who is going to come and lead. I was expecting Kohli to stay for another 2-3 years and be the captain for 10 years at least, but he has left it after 7 years of stint. So let us hope we somehow are able to find a good replacement and continue our dominance in Test cricket. So that's it from now.